It isn't even.
All right, come on now, because now you the problem.
Oh no.
All right, get your shots. Let's go. She said, oh no.
Oh no.
All right.
Oh God.
There's a hand. Woo!
Who is that?
Who is that? Yes, Micah. All right, so shots up.
Peace up.
Eight
Eight
time
time.
down. Da 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 da. Okay. Ush, ush, ush. Yeah. Okay, cheers.
Jonathan. Sorry. Come on in. Oh wow. Takes me back to boop, boop,
That's
yeah.
terrible. That's terrible.
It actually wasn't that bad.
It was not good.
It wasn't that bad.
All right, let's do the damn thing. Hey everybody, it's Lee, and this is Let Us Say It For You.
It's Big Mike and his
And
out.
his out.
Yeah. Boop, boop, boop.
All right, in our studio audience, we have Erica Jones.
Shots fired.
Shout out to E.
Hi.
All right, guys. So I wanted to make this episode really yesterday, but I didn't feel like it, so I did not. But I had to start this off by talking about the verses that just took place. There's gonna be a verses in a couple minutes. Jagged, like an hour or so, 2 hours, hour and a half.
Mm-hmm.
Jagged Edge versus 112. But I need to speak about Beenie Man and Bounty Killer. So, I don't even know where to start. First of all, I cried. Let's just talk about that. I actually shed tears. I was so hyped. I was so happy to see them. I was so happy to hear Jamaican music. I was so happy to hear the national anthem. I was so happy to see their back and forth banter. I was so fucking excited. And then I even went and said, you know what? Mia, let's get dressed up. Me and Mia put on my bathing suit cover-ups. We was in here. Sis put on heels. It was hilarious. And she had on my hoops. Mia was really put together that night. She only kept her outfit on for about 10 minutes, but still.
She was so cute.
She looked great,
You
right?
guys look cute.
And I was just so proud. I was so proud. And I was so happy to see them. And what I had said, I made a video before it. And I was saying that this is a big deal for me because these songs came out when I was in primary school. Primary school is elementary school. When I was in 4th, 5th, 6th grade. That's when these songs came out. And in Jamaica, when I was living down there, we had one TV channel, period. We did not have cable. So all we really kind of did was listen to music. Mm-hmm. So I know all these songs. So like to hear the songs and Dance Hall Queen, that was a movie that I've literally seen a million times. Shout out to Kiara. Kiara was like, she saw that movie at like 12 or 13, and from then she will forever be a sexy bitch because then it was like sexy bitch. Yeah. So I was so overwhelmed.
Yeah.
With just
Pride.
the nice. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
it's crazy. And obviously for me, it was the best one, hands down. So I wrote these questions down. It was supposed to be Stretch and Sasha up for this conversation, but it's fine. You'll do. I'll start with this. How did you enjoy it?
It was fun. Okay, so what I would say, like you said, it's the best verses we've had. So before we got to this one, I dead ass said it was Erykah Badu and Jill Scott only because of the vibe that I needed for that moment. And they were so like very positive to each other and very like just for supportive. And yeah, I remember you did that. Like it was just so soothing. I'm like, I was painting. I was like, yes.
Right.
But then when I saw this one and like our group chat was going off like crazy, and I remember I was like, oh my God, versus is tonight. So I looked at it. Then I saw CJ was on it, and then I saw Leah was on it. So I'm like, oh my God, this is lit. So I sent a picture to the group chat, and everybody was like, ah! So like everybody was freaking out because most of our friends are Jamaican. So it was a big deal for them, pride-wise, but also because it's like, these are like the OGs, you know what I'm saying? So when I was listening, I was like, bruh, first of all, I don't know any of these songs. But
I was going to ask, did you know any of the songs?
I know, like,
you probably know some of Beenie Man songs.
Yes,
yeah,
Beenie
you probably
Man,
know some of Beenie Man songs.
Beenie Man, yes.
But I know you ain't know no bunch of
But no, I'm like this.
Because you asked me, she was like, what song you singing? I was like, he old. You wouldn't even know him.
Yeah,
Like,
and I knew
they
I
don't play
wouldn't.
his songs like that. His songs would be early vibes at a Jamaican party.
And I don't know those.
So
either.
you wouldn't know them.
So my thing was, I just like the energy that they both had. Like, I literally felt like I was in the same room as them, for one.
Facts.
And they were so interactive with the crowd, with the people around them. Like, I literally felt like I was in a concert. Like, it was great. And then, like, Will was crying. And then, like, Mia and her was dancing in the mirror. Like, I was just like, this is beautiful. Like, it was just a good time.
This was the pick-me-up I needed. Because, I kept saying, like, I miss restaurants and all that. But I miss Jamaican parties, man. Like, I miss, getting just up and hearing my Jamaican music, drinking my rum. I went and bought my Red Nephew. I love Red Nephew. It is like that. We're drinking it right. Throw it up. I'll shout them out. No promo either. Shout out to Overproof. So it was just too much. Okay. Next question right here. It was the police. When the police came and interfered with the situation.
I did not see that.
You did not see it?
No.
So let me tell you what happened. It's in the middle of the show. And for Americans, so this was a versus fight or a battle or whatever. But in Jamaica, the reason why this was so lit is because they do this particular thing all the time. And it's called the clash. So it'd be like you'd have Beenie Man, and they've done this before. Beenie Man and Bunty Killer, mind you, hated each other for a very, very long time. Like, dead ass, I'm going to shoot this nigga, kill this nigga type of shit. So that's another reason why this was so great. They've been friends for a long time now. But back in the day, bitch, when all these songs came out, it was beef. Yeah, like it was a problem. So that's another reason why this was so amazing. But anyway, this is called the clash. So in the middle of the clash, the police walked in. And we didn't see the police officers on the live, but they were like off to the side. So all you hear Beenie Man is, hello officer. Hello officer. Yes, officer. Good evening. So at Bunty Killer now, he's standing next to Beenie Man, but I think he did so fast. Like my mom was like, he must have a warrant or something. He must have something on him because Bunty Killer got the fuck up out of there. But Beenie Man, he did his thing. Like he was just like, sir, we're at 500,000 people. We are on an international call. It was so Jamaican. It was so great. Like, so he did all that, and then he turned around. Peeper, the police are here. And everybody, so all you see is Rihanna. No, Peeper, the police are here. Peeper. Peeper, the police are here. But we are not stopping. And he turned around. He's like, before this, people were killing people. But now, the corona is killing everybody. So then he turned around, he was like, killer, come back, man, them gone out the door, them gone. So they eventually came back and he was like, we're not stopping this. He said, we are Jamaicans. We are behaving. We are nice. And it's true. Jamaicans get yellow. Quick, fast, and the fucking hurry. So I love how he wrapped that up. The police officer was like, whatever, because Jamaica has a very strict curfew happening right now because of Corona. So all you hearing is this shit sound like a party for real. So I'm sure everyone in the surrounding neighborhood was probably outside. Yeah, so it was exactly, so it caused a problem. So anyway, that was the police part. But one of the biggest memes from that, it was just like, do you want to be that guy? Do you want to be that guy? Basically, we're on a live thing with the U.S. Do you want to be that guy that fucks up this vibe so much, right? And I'll say this, as much fun as Beenie Man and Bunty Killer were having, I hope now they get it. Like, I hope they've been told enough, but you literally, I know they did not understand the way I was running around my fucking house screaming during this whole fucking thing. But so many people were losing their minds. You get what I'm saying? So the police part was, I'll send you the clip. We watch it afterwards. It was fucking hilarious. It's like, do you want to be that guy? Bunty Killer cleared it. Beenie Man handled it to perfection. There's a curfew as fuck. So
let me I'm gonna roll. But listen. So parties, American parties that happen, they get a little unruly.
Right. Look at you.
The police comes, knocks on the door. Depending on the situation, and you know what's been going on with the COVID, and in some areas which are more predominantly Caucasian, Anglo-Saxons, they have been basically distributing masks and giving them ample time to leave the scene or to protect themselves when it comes to like just larger groups than 10, whatever. Let's just say they're outside of a department store or whatever. Now, the same has not been reciprocated for the African American community or low socioeconomic communities, Latin, whatever, Asians can go in there too.
Federal.
So, you know, when you just told me about the police thing that happened, and he's like, sir, we're an international call. It's a lot going on.
500 total people.
This is a thing that's happening.
It's
like
a big deal.
Super
Get
big.
the fuck out of here.
And it's only two or it was like 5 of them. I saw like interchange. Like some I was in the background, some I was on the side, and it was 2 of them in the front.
But that's the thing. Their rules are different, so they don't have the under 10.
Yeah. Oh, okay. But still.
But yeah. So
looking at that, it still didn't seem like it was a problem. Like it would cause a problem. But I'm thinking in times like this here, I don't think it would have went that smoothly, only because of what's already been happening. So I'm just very thankful and grateful for the police officer that did come up to them and was cordial about it. And, you know, just kind of had and I know it's different in Jamaica. I do know.
Well, because how I compared it was, the reason why Beenie Man and Bunty Killer are just like known artists here, Beenie Man and Bunty Killer are equivalent to whatever famous celebrities we have here. You know what I'm saying? Right. So if it was a famous celebrity here that did all that shit, I'm pretty sure the police would have calmed it down too for the most part. True. They either would have like, come on, bro, like, you know, we'll clear it out, we'll keep whatever the fuck. Right. So the same notoriety that celebrity would have had here is the same kind. Because once they come in and they see, everybody know who the fuck Beenie Man is. Everybody know who Bunty Killer is. Right. So it's like, okay, cool. All right, well, it should say he can't say keep it down because there ain't no keeping it down. It'll be done in a minute. Like, the point is, don't be that guy, go. And it's been silent in Jamaica. They've been, for the most part, behaving and, you know, keeping their shit cool. So I think, if they were regular people...
It wouldn't have been the same.
No, it wouldn't have been the same. They would have been shut this shit down.
I think about Chris Brown stuff, and it gets crazy, because it may be Chris Brown. He has a bad rap, but...
Yeah, they've been giving him so much shit.
Yeah, he's been things at his house on some this is my house type stuff, and he monitors who comes in now, but before, it's like people bring cell phones, like... It was like a whole ordeal that happened, but he's a pretty known celebrity, and something like that has happened to him, and they did not act calmly. And I think it was the rep behind. It could have been the rep behind Chris Brown. Now that you say that,
and I do think the credit you gave him to get into the police officer plays a role too, because the police officer wants to make a name for themselves. Like if you want to be that guy, I'm the one that did this. Then you're gonna be a dick about it. But if you're gonna let the vibes go, you're gonna let the vibes go. And they wouldn't have got in trouble. So in Jamaica, they don't have presidents; they have prime ministers. And the prime minister was on the live. He was on the live too, because everybody was home. So wasn't shit gonna happen. And so I watched my mom showed me a review yesterday where some guy was doing it, and he was just like, I believe it's Andrew Holness. I think that's his name. Because the whole
Holness, he's from down here? Did he run for anything? Holness ran for something down here.
Yeah. But whatever the prime minister's name is right now, he was on there and I was like, how he on the live? And he got the police running up on them. Don't they know they ain't giving no permit or something to do this shit? So it was funny, but cool. But I get what you mean. I definitely think, if anything, take it all the way back to the police officer. Because it could be a police officer wanting to be a dick or whatever. In Jamaica, this was such a big deal for the culture in general that it's like, so you're going to have to sit the fuck down. Or we all going to beat you the fuck up.
And then somebody probably pulled us inside and
it was like, just relax. This time out.
Right.
And something like that. And the point is, all this does is, the whole point is to bring people to Jamaica when they can come back. So we need this, you know, for us. So great point. Cool. All right. So what I wrote down was the banter between them, the back and forth, the dancing. Let's talk about it. They gave Beenie Man a lot of shit because he's put on some weight in the belly area only. Okay.
He was moving them hips.
Yeah, he was moving them hips. He was jigging and jiving. And Bunty Killer is not a dancer. He was dancing with Beenie Man's daughter. That was Beenie Man's daughter that he was, at one point he was doing a little dance. That was Beanie's daughter, I believe. So their banter back and forth was amazing, and this is what they would typically do at a live show. And to me, that's what I think made it so good too, because these are people that like hard down had dead ass beefs at one point, and now they call each other brothers, which is very important. Because I mean, once you get to the point where we're both got gods in our field of what we do now, and we've paved the way for every fucking body, you know, or and whatever. So I'm happy they got over it, but the banter was perfect. The dancing, phenomenal.
Yes.
Like, I was just like, Beenie Man, I don't want people weird stuff. Okay, no, I'll tell you guys that one. The dancing, I got the dancing. The national anthem, I'll talk about how much I like that. So one thing I had wrote down was that there was a good amount of songs that, like, I didn't hear.
Okay.
And it was still lit as fuck.
Right.
So my thing was just like, bro, like, it to me, it was like, they have so many fucking songs that would be hard to even do everything. Like one of his biggest songs that I'm sure all the fucking Americans are listening for was Sim Simma. And he did it on another beat, but he just did like a quick, when he was doing like a clash back and forth, but it wasn't like an actual song he played. And that would have blown everybody's mind. So it's just like, but my thing is, even, and me and my mom be talking about it, even with that, we didn't give a fuck. We were still so lit that it was just like, it was still so good. So there's so many songs that neither one of them even got to come out with. But it was just, anyway. All right. Swiss and Timbaland picking them. We've been talking a lot about who's going to be next, what they're going to do. And I didn't expect this one at all. And it was genius. Like, genius. And you know I'm a Bob's Cartel fan to death. He's my favorite musical person in the world. I think Miguel might be second or third. I gotta see this. Usher in there somewhere. But it was genius of them to do that. They both have songs with Swiss Beats. They have songs. Bunch Killer was signed to I think Swiss Beats at one point, which I didn't even fucking know way back in the day. So it's like for them to pick these two guys, it was so smart. Yeah. It was so fucking smart of them to do this and to get people such as myself who have been missing outside in Jamaican parties particularly. This was just such a genius idea for them to do that. And I was so proud to see how many celebrities were on there saying the names of the songs, trying to put lyrics to the songs, just knowing what was happening. I was like, I didn't even know. Like Amanda Seales was all through the live, which was hilarious to me. Guyana. And she was dropping mad lines. I was like, Amanda.
She's Guyanese.
The fuck you know about shit?
She's island all day. Yeah, she so,
it was very, I was very
so my thing is, I just think it's fair. I'm going to use the word fair. I think giving everybody in certain genres the opportunity to showcase everything that they've done thus far, that's been great. People have been cheering them on, going to their concerts, supporting them for however long. It's like, why not do some Caribbean in the mix? Like, that was super dope. And I like how it kind of came out of nowhere. Because we're thinking after Nelly and Ludacris, we like, okay, Tyrese. Like, everybody's thinking American hip-hop, you know, R&B. Like, okay, how do we slow it down? How do we speed it up or whatever? And they just like, you know what? That's how we're going to do it. We're going to drop the mic.
Curd rice and peas. I had curd rice and peas yesterday. That's my favorite meal in the world.
So shout out to them for thinking honestly outside of the box, because I definitely wasn't in that box because I just wasn't thinking that way.
Okay, so the last one I had on here, the other ones I would need like Jamaican, so we can skip those. But I was, well, this probably wouldn't even apply either because tonight we had this. It was how could they top this, and this would have been on the Jamaican front. So anyway, on an in general front though, I mean, what verses would be? What verses would you like to see? Like, what for you though? Like, what would be it for you? Because for me at this point, they can't top this unless they get Bob's Cartel out of prison and make him battle somebody. And I don't know who the fuck he could battle. It would have been Movado because then Movado had beef, but I think they're cool now. And honestly, he beat Movado's ass. And maybe even Idonia. I'd probably say Idonia would be a better matchup for him now. Him too. But Cartel's just, he's just, I feel like it'd be an unfair. It'd be an unfair fight no matter who they put him up against. This girl got the type, That's Idonia. Yeah, I like it. Idonia is my favorite song in the world. You don't find what it when you be like. So he has good songs, but Cartel is ridiculous. Okay. You know what I mean?
So that would be your battle that would just top it all.
It would be Cartel and anybody.
Cartel and anybody.
Anybody they would think. And the only people I could see them pitting is probably Idonia. And it could still be Movado for the state. Some people said that in the live. They were like, oh, now they need Cartel and Movado. And it's not that Movado doesn't have hits for it. It's just like, Cartel's been in prison for however fucking long now. And the man got a song, maybe 2 songs on every rhythm mode. Like, it's just, you know, I'm a super fan, bitch. So, bring anybody, bitch.
Damn.
And call whoever you want.
You know, I made this point to Willie them last week. I was like, I kind of wish that this was created back when the Isley Brothers and Marvin Gaye and Al Green. Like, I'm a super 70s kid. Like, my mom was a baby boomer. I grew up on all 70s, late 60s, early 70s, late 70s, early 80s music. And honestly, every person that I can think of as far as a versus to go back will be someone who's deceased right now. And it's just like, damn, like Al Green.
They could do it.
And Marvin Gaye. They could. They wouldn't be present. But Al Green and Marvin Gaye, like, wow. Like, that would be, historical. It would be it for me. But since I cannot. I think it passed opportunity. I don't know if they come back around. But India.Arie and Erykah Badu, for me, would have been
I thought of that.
Dumb. Like,
I thought so too.
Dumb.
I thought so too.
What? India.Arie? Like,
so you know what's so funny? After Erykah and Jill Scott, for whatever fucking reason, my favorite India.Arie song is Truth. I played The Truth 17 fucking times in a row. Do you hear me? I took a shower, I had a repeat. That song is beautiful.
And the song that I played 17 times is He Heals Me.
Yes, you told me that. What the fuck? That would be great.
Crying
Well, who else could they put in India.Arie up next to? Like Floetry?
Give my dog a disservice.
No.
Floetry should have been with Jill. That's me.
Yeah, I see what you
know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see that.
The vibe that they give off is like, it's almost similar. And like, they have the same amount of hits.
Give me a second.
Pause for the call.
Pause for the call. Can you open the door for this? Okay. Ready to pick up from there?
Mm-hmm.
You know, use that? You talking about Floetry?
Mm-hmm.
All right, go.
So I just don't understand why they chose Jill Scott and Jill Scott and Erykah, but maybe they were just easy to contact and they were available. Like, I'm just trying to think on that level because I know musically they know who flows together.
But that's what so then that's what I would pose to you. I think because like I said, ideally if we're going based on battles or whatever versus Cartel and Movado would be a good matchup because they have beef for a long time. Mm-hmm. But at this point, it wouldn't be a good matchup. He would match better with an Idonia because they have songs in the same direct feel. Sit down, cocky, tick tock, tick tock. You get what I'm saying? They mesh better. Right. So it depends. Are we going with who he should naturally go with, which would be Movado because they've been having beef for however long. But the fans would probably rather see him and Idonia better, and Idonia is more relevant right now in the dance hall field.
So my thing as a fan,
so that's probably why. Jill is a big ass actress out here.
She's and so my thing is, Jill has always been lyrical to me. She's always been my sensual pick. Like, Jill is super sensual and sexy, and the voice and the ad libs and the storyline. Like, Jill has been that for me. But you know what I'm saying? Like, India.Arie,
good,
and Erykah. Like, they go from sexy to cool to F these niggas to I'm in love with you to trust you to brown skin to green eyes. Like, what? Like, I literally feel like no one would stop singing. That's what I feel like. So as a fan, when you're picking someone, I'm thinking of how many songs can people just keep going on and on, like no pauses. And for me, like for older Jamaicans and for kids who grew up in Killer? Big Country. Yes, Bounty Killer and Beenie Man, you grew up with him. So all that nostalgia rushed and smacked all y'all in the face.
Word for word.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all cry every song though. So they matched that perfectly for y'all. That's what I'm thinking a versus should be like, just period.
Yeah.
Killing it for the fans and for people to just be emotionally nostalgic about what's happening at that moment. So for me, it would have been India.Arie and Erykah Badu.
But you know what? Maybe they'd want to put her, because Jill Scott is still currently doing things like that. India.Arie's a little more quiet, but she's a little more quiet with it. I think that's probably what the problem is. Or she's a little bit more in that like indies, what's that genre called? You know what I'm
talking about? It's indie soul.
Yeah, over there. But then think about like a Lauryn Hill. Who the fuck would they put Lauryn Hill up with? Lauryn Hill ain't came out with a new song or a fucking album. And
honestly, Lauryn and Erykah. I still would do.
That could have been a better matchup.
I still would do Lauryn and Erykah.
That could have been a better matchup.
Erykah Badu is the shit. And you can pin her with any of those people who flow on that. But then Erykah, I mean, Lauryn would still have a stopping point because she probably wouldn't show up.
And Erykah Badu be late for every fucking thing.
And Erykah would be late.
She was slightly late. But
yeah, she would have been late, and Lauryn would have showed up. So I don't know, sis. I think it already passed my time, but I guess
your opportunity.
if I'm thinking just on the grand scale of singing, like Beyonce, I'm not in the Beehive, but I know a lot of Beyonce songs. Like
Beyonce and Rihanna would be good.
Yes. So I was thinking
Rihanna.
Riri, definitely Riri.
We love Rihanna.
But yeah, sis, Beyonce would be nice to hear, but Rihanna. I guess.
Well, okay, so what I was thinking was, I was like, okay, you know, people keep mentioning Jay-Z, they keep mentioning Lil Wayne.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they mentioned them together, but I thought about that and I was like, it'd be Wayne.
God. No. Trey Songz and Usher.
No. Usher is like.
But Usher has so much new school music.
The only reason why I said no is kind of to piggyback off what Usher said. So Usher and Swiss Beat were having like a live, like last week, whatever, and like all the bars was like on his ass because Swiss Beats was like, you know what I think could be lit? Nicki and Lil Kim, and the Usher was like, it would be good, but Usher was like, nah. He was like, because he said Nicki is a product of Lil Kim.
True.
And I was like, facts.
True.
She is.
True.
And the barbs hate it, but it's like, it's a fact. Like, let's cut the fucking shit, right? She cut the fucking shit.
But honestly,
okay,
if you think about it, they're all products of her.
So Nicki would be Nicki and Kim. To me, I get it, but it would almost kind of be like,
because you're trying to compare hits.
Okay,
right?
no. I'll say this because I'm mixing up my two things. Nicki and Kim, I could fuck with it, but it would be difficult just because Nicki has so much new things. However, every time All About the Benjamins comes on, I'm like, what the blood clot? Want to rumble with the beat? Like, I know a lot of Lil Kim shit too. It would be good, but I don't even know if they could personally get through it because of how much they dislike each other. And then for me with Usher and Trey Songz, I feel like I'm sure they're cool. They've been on each other's songs or whatever, but I feel like Usher honestly would do better with an R. Kelly if he wasn't like a fucking pedophile in the prison. He would do better with him. And so I thought you got to put Trey Songz with Chris Brown. You got to let them duke it out. They're younger and they need to do that. Like Usher to me is like a vibes cartel. Who you gonna put him with?
Joe and Tyrese. Easy. I can see Joe and Tyrese.
And that may still be hard because Joe would go better with like a Case who ain't been out with nothing. But when the last time Joe came out with a new song other than It's a Big Rich Town? True. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, but their catalog stopped there. But the point is, we would all be back there. With Beenie Man and Bounty Killer, I was back in 1995, 1996. And them niggas ain't past 2005.
But with all of these artists that they're pulling out of the woodworks, it's pulling on millennials' heartstrings. Mm-hmm. It's catering to us, and they're going to be catering to us for the next 50 years. Yeah. Because we have the largest generation right now.
So Tyrese, what I said Joe. I said Joe and like Case. But then I don't know if Case like my favorite song from Case is Missing You. But I don't know if he has.
Wait, how does that go?
I'm missing you like the storms that happen.
You know, I thought that was Joe.
That's Case. No. So yeah, so see.
Hell no.
Yeah, and they have a song together. They the pictures in a broken glass.
Wait, Drew Hill and Jagged Edge. That should have been the thing.
I don't understand. Well, you know what? They must have somebody else to do it. Because they got beef though.
It could be Casey and JoJo.
They got beef. They got beef. Or Joe. You gotta put Jodeci with somebody.
Who's Jodeci? Ain't they Casey and JoJo?
Yeah, but they got all their older
Blackstreet.
Maybe. Okay, I'm so excited. Yeah. You're right. Okay. So 112 is. I think this matchup is good. But then if that's the case, then Jodeci and like New Edition or something like that.
Yeah.
That probably.
Yeah.
That would be good.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah.
I could. So for women, obviously TLC. And SWV. Duh. TLC do anything else. You're a joke. How about Anita and Sade?
Bitch. I don't know about Sade.
I know, but they still kind of got the. Maybe Anita and Tony. Anita and Tony.
But that wouldn't work either.
But who else? That's what I'm saying.
And to me, Tony's in that weird little bubble because people have been asking for Monica and Brandy, which obviously would be lit as fuck.
Right.
That would be great.
They can go back and forth.
And they can just end on the boys' mind because that's their song together.
Right.
Or start with it, probably. But Anita, Tony is like Anita has to go. Anita would have went with like a Whitney. Like she would have had to be up there. You see? Tony is honestly closer to Brandy than low key.
What's her name?
But just she's not though.
Somebody loves you, babe. Who?
Patty.
Patty. It gotta be an even Patty. Who
Patty would have been with Aretha, but Aretha gone.
Patty, say my name.
Because for me, I'm not in the 70s. I grew up on, that's why I love Tony Braxton so much. Tony Braxton, Whitney Houston.
So 80s.
When Whitney died, I cried like it was nobody motherfucking business. Bitch. You'd have thought me and Whitney was related. I was in shambles. I love Whitney Houston. What? But I love Anita though, so that would be really nice. But maybe it could be her and Tony because it'd be on some. Because Tony would just be on some. I love you so much. It's such an honor to be doing this with you because that's how Manny Fresh and Scott Storch did a producer battle or whatever, and it was lit as fuck. But Scott Storch beat him because Scott Storch has all the songs that we know. Like he did like just famous songs that we hear on the radio every fucking day. But Manny Fresh, in my opinion, was lit as fuck because you see me, I eat, sleep, shit, and talk rap. Like he produced songs like that. So he got all the Cash Money songs, and then everybody exactly. He didn't even play that. It was like, how you play that? He played Real Big, which was lit. I like House Real Big, Car Real Big, Dick Real Big, everything Real Big. But somebody wrote, it was Charlamagne, I think it was Charlamagne or somebody, and they were just like, all Manny Fresh got to do is play Back That Ass Up by Juvenile. And because he did that song too. So
so Boosie and Webby. Duh.
Okay.
Juvie and Webby or Juvie and Boosie.
Okay.
Duh.
Okay.
Shit.
What about Gucci? Him and Waka used to be close.
It would be Gucci and Boosie.
Yeah, Gucci and Boosie.
Gucci and Boosie would be good.
Because Boosie got, but
shit, no.
But Gucci got more songs.
Gucci and Plies, bro. I forgot about my dog.
No, we can't put him with Plies.
Who would go with Plies, bro?
The reason why we have to get Plies needs some, because the unfortunate part is we know Plies, but Plies isn't as commercial as we would like him to be. Gucci got songs with Nicki and shit like that.
Now, Gucci just got commercial
but
that's
how he's gonna beat him because of that. When Gucci came out of prison, it became Gucci clone with the new teeth and all that shit.
But
you can't. That's a different Gucci.
But every time Plies come out with a song, all on her, we got walls for her. We ain't never show on all walls there.
That made me Plies and Boosie.
Because it's a lot of songs that Boosie, because he's commercial now. But there's a lot of songs Boosie got that nobody knows. I know that
Boosie commercial now. Boosie just had an album out the other day and cussed everybody the fuck out because they did not stream it, nothing.
But that's what I'm saying.
So his new shit don't count.
So you got to give Gucci and Plies that opportunity because both of them have been in the dark and now they're in the light. Yeah. Like Plies came out with
I say Boosie and Plies.
Ritz Carlton.
I think Boosie and Plies is good.
I don't think so. I'm just gonna go with Gucci and Plies.
Not Gucci and Plies. I'm sorry, Boosie and Plies is what I was trying to say. Boosie and Plies.
I think you just said that.
Yeah, I thought I said Gucci and Plies.
No, I say Gucci and Plies. Only because they both been in the dark for a long time. And I know when Gucci came out, I was in college. Tarsha's favorite song, On a Motorcycle. What is it?
Tommy Lee and Pamela.
I'm fucking on the camera. Gucci is no ever should. Then he went
photo shoot.
Yeah.
For a while.
Yeah.
For a while. And then you got Plies. What we think tonight? What we do at the club?
But that's what I'm saying. Those songs that he has, we know those songs.
But
people in like Oklahoma don't know shit about
I'm trying to tell you what you think about Gucci and Plies, bruh. I went to fam. Everybody from everywhere. When they played that song, we had people from Washington. We had people from freaking Chicago. Everybody was bumping it because we were introduced to it. So I'm thinking on that level, they were both underground for a while. Yeah. Then Gucci, yes, he's way more in the radio than Plies is.
But you know, that's why you don't think Boosie. That's what I'm saying. Why you don't think Boosie? Because Boosie got songs.
I think it's gonna stop. I think Plies is gonna dominate. I do think. And I'm thinking about the sweep. I'm thinking about the matchup. How long they can go back and forth before Boosie has to play new shit. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm gonna whack me down. And then
see where you at with it.
He just came out with that song. What is it? Put that book on Instagram.
Oh my
give her
God.
1,000.
Oh look, so Kay's on our chat. Kay said, Plies a trick daddy.
Now, what's unfortunate is
he was sweet.
A lot of people don't know Trick shit.
No.
Because that nigga is a hood.
There's a
Yeah,
song that when him and Trina had that ghetto ass verses the other day. There's a song Trick played that I know word for word, and I did not know it was Trick Daddy. I don't know who the fuck I thought was on that
I'm a
song.
thuggin' on my life, trying to sing like you already know.
Nah, I don't remember what song it was. And I'm like, that was Trick Daddy? I had no fucking clue. So I feel like where don't I?
Yeah, I don't know, y'all. I don't know a lot of Trick songs. I know like 10. I know 10. I could just say offer it like no now.
Take to the
I
house.
can't even take it to the house. Slip aside.
That's a special way for my flag. And
Girl, you got a big old ass and bro.
I think it was that song. I didn't know that was sexy motherfucker.
What else? The one, the ghetto song. This is for a message to the ghetto. I'm calling now. All the mothers in the ghetto.
Alexa, play a song by Trick Daddy.
Shuffling songs by Trick Daddy on Amazon Music.
Hey, I love you. Hey.
Alexa, next. Alexa, next.
Hell no, I wanna holler at no more.
That's not man, right? Alexa, next.
Boo can't hear the seat.
Yeah.
Oh! Okay.
All right, Alexa, next. I gotta play that after this.
Okay, him and Plasky go. Okay.
They might keep doing that.
Girl, you got a big old bag.
Oh, Alexa, next.
Okay.
We gonna let the band deal with this.
Alexa, next.
Okay, Trick. Why do you want to play this?
Thug Holiday.
Alexa, next. Next.
Who we had singing on that?
Remember all the
Alexa, next. To the side. Get there. That's it, right? Oh. Oh, he did not. No. This song. It's on. That nigga will rock your dog. Boom. Bitch, what's happening? Hey, Alexa, next.
Wow. Trick and
Can't
Flies.
do that one.
I don't know this song. Y'all know this song?
Yes.
Alexa, next.
Fucking me.
I have heard this song.
Really loves everything about Trick.
There it goes. Alright, Alexa, next.
How can I forget my favorite song about it?
Flight 305 to Miami.
We know that one.
It's not
What the fuck
boarding.
is this?
Slip slide collab.
Is this the one him and what's that just came out with?
Show, yeah.
Yeah. This time with him and Trina. Alexa, next.
10.
Comedic remix. Pull up.
This is how
What's that? Really? What's that?
fucking is. Yes, Alexa, next.
Oh, Lord.
I figure use a whole bunch of
Hey, help me. Hey.
Alexa, next.
Oh, it's 12.
What's last?
Alexa.
Alexa, next.
Y'all niggas keep fucking around, get stuck in the ground. Ain't no buses in.
Alexa, stop.
That's 14.
Okay, so, and I'm sure this sounds really missed. So, Trick Daddy implies.
Thank you for that.
Thanks, Kay. Trick Daddy
Turn
implies
up.
would be a good verse.
I slept on my dog.
And we know, I got like 77 fucking Plies songs on my phone, which is funny
Bruh.
because it's just like, man, them niggas over there, don't fuck with them niggas over there, dog. Plies. You're so ghetto.
I love it.
Alright,
So
so,
the other side, fuck the other side. I said twice.
fuck the other side. I said that one earlier. So, Trick and Plies would do well.
They would.
Boosie, then I really don't know. We'd have to put Boosie up with like Webby, but they
Right.
friends. And what song coming from Webby other than Wipe Me Down? And I know you want that girl to act like you don't
Hey.
want it. I don't know no more
It's
songs.
been a few days. I miss you. I know you do. I ain't gonna lie. I miss you too. Come on, kiss me through the phone. I'm gonna kiss you too. I love this ghetto.
That's what you
But yeah, that's what they would do.
do. All right, so
Hello.
Kevin Gates. Kay was saying Kevin Gates. Kevin Gates and Boosie.
Gucci.
Kevin Gates and Gucci. I still think Gucci is beating both these guys. I think.
But Kevin Gates has a lot of fans.
Yes.
We don't know his stuff, but a lot of
True.
people do fuck with Kevin Gates.
That's not the only song I really know from him. I do enjoy it. Too Far. I do like Too Far.
My cousin loves this nigga.
Yeah, Kevin Gates ghetto. I like that.
So good.
All right, well, you guys let us know what you think would be some good verses next. We're going to watch The Jagged Edge and 112.1 Una Momento. Excited about it. But that would have been it for me. Okay, let me sum up the Jamaican thing. Well, yeah, I guess to sum it up, I was just really, really proud. I was so happy for Jamaica. It was such a big deal. I've literally watched that shit every day since it's happened. I watched it right after it happened. Me and Mom watched it again. We was drinking white rum. We was lit. And then we... watched it again yesterday, and I was watching it when Erica and Mikey got here. So I'm lit. I was living in the city on 2 titties. It was a good time. So all right, there you go. We have like 20 minutes. What you want to talk about now, then?
Insecure.
Oh yes, we gotta talk about Insecure.
Spoiler alerts.
Spoiler alert.
Get off if you ain't seen nothing. I ain't got nothing to say to you.
Get your ass out of
Get the
here.
hell on.
Sorry.
All right, hold on.
Get the hell on.
Get the hell
I'm just playing. Eric said that, and I thought it was funny, so I repeated it.
All right, so Insecure.
It's good, right?
It is very good. Yes, I wanted rum, but I'll sip this.
But
I guess.
we finished.
I gotta finish this first. Oh, you guys know I was trying to get my life
Right
together.
to it.
All right, let's talk about Insecure. So, if you guys don't watch it, Micah and I implore you, and Jones, we implore you to go back to season 1 and watch the show, even if you're a guy.
Yep.
Even if you're a peanut.
It's nuggets for
It's
everybody.
such a good show.
Everybody.
It's such a good show. We truly enjoy. Shout out to Issa
Issa.
and the squad.
Been rocking with us since the misadventures of the awkward black girl
Yeah.
on YouTube. I just posted that on my Facebook 2 days ago. I'm like, bro, I've been rocking with you, Issa.
Micah called me about Insecure many moons ago. And she said, you should really watch this on Insecure. I was like, girl, for what? Like, what the fuck? And she was like, girl, you'll really like it. Because I was like, I mean, I'll check it out or whatever. She's like, Liz, she just like us, I swear. This bitch be rapping in the mirror. I was like, all right, Micah, let me see. Really, whatever. And I saw like an episode. I think I probably got to episode 5 by the time I caught Micah. I was like, bitch, I'm enthralled. I'm enthralled.
Thoroughly enthralled.
So, here's spoiler alerts. If you ain't been watching this season, get your ass on now.
Sorry.
Bye.
Oh my
So, we didn't watch last night's episode. Today's Monday, Memorial Day. Happy Memorial Day, everybody. But we watched up to last week, and so me and Michael were just like, oh my gosh, this is interesting as fuck. Issa and Molly are currently at odds with each other. And me and Michael had a long conversation about, who do we think is wrong, or do we understand, or how we feel about the whole thing. So she called me to talk. This rain is pretty.
The rain is turning up.
So you're gonna hear a pitter patter. Don't go to sleep. Okay. So she called me to ask me what I thought about it, and I was like, I guess we'll start with the argument. Let's go back to just the beginning of their little beef. They're having a weird moment in their friendship, and nobody really wants to talk about it, right? And they had that grocery store scene where they were like, you know what? It's shit weird. Yeah, this shit is over. We talk about it. And they just never got around to talking about it. Things happen, honest things. Issa's mama's man slipped on some shit. She ended up having to go to like the taco place for her brother or whatever. Right. So things just happen, but whatever. Now, one part I did mention to Michael was in the episode from last week when Issa called Molly and was like, can I talk to you? And she was like, oh yeah, girl, whatever. Like, let's talk. And so Molly thought it was on the strength of let's talk about the weirdness that's happening with our friendship.
Right.
Whereas Issa was calling to see if she would ask Andrew, I believe his name is, her Asian persuasion man, if he could help her get somebody for her show, whatever. So Molly was annoyed by that, which I understand. And whatever. And then she turned out she didn't want to help the friend out. So let's talk on that. Do we understand it? Not like wanting to keep the situation separate, not wanting to help her, not wanting to ask her man to help her.
No, I don't get it. So, I know like in relationships, like what's mine is yours, is what yours is mine. I feel the same way about best friendships.
Right.
You know, it's like if I can put you on, I'm going to put you on whoever I have to ask. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if my dude is an extension of me and he has to connect, I'm going to connect you because he's an extension of me. And if I'm trying to make sure that you succeed or try to put your best foot forward and you literally told me at the last minute, everybody you contacted has folded on you, so I'm a last resort. I'm your saving grace.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
resort.
You didn't use, if I was a user, the first thing that I would have done is go to the person I can use
That I know
for
it would be
sure.
a clutch, a for sure right now.
Exactly. And she did not do that. So my thing is, if I'm in a position to help my friend that I say I want to see succeed, I'm going to do whatever it is.
Yeah.
No question about it.
Right.
How do you feel?
And I would say this. As viewers of the show, we're assuming that we know everything that's happened in a relationship. Like, we know the tone, because remember, we're like flies on the wall. in their
Exactly.
real life.
Right.
So we know that there's like no weird shit between her and him about favors. We know that nothing's happening between them for Molly to not be able to say, hey, babe. Everybody dropped out on Issa. Is there any way you can talk to anybody and to help her out?
Exactly.
Like, you know what I mean? Because it's one thing if they just had beef about this or something related to this, but
Right.
we know that nothing like
It
that
ain't
happened.
got nothing to do
So
with
what is
it.
her issue now? I know her issue is, as we all do, her issue is her and Issa are on weird terms right now,
Exactly.
which is understandable. But it's like you're not necessarily making a big ass effort to fix the problem either. And if you and the bitch are
Exactly.
still best friends, regardless of what the situation is,
Exactly.
why would you not help her out?
Exactly.
Right? So fine, we right there, Molly. Like, you know, 1 point for Issa there.
One
We don't
East,
fucking get it.
Zero.
Zero Molly. We don't get it. All right. Then it goes on to, you know, Molly. Issa pulled it through. She had an answer. His fine ass. His name is Kendrick in real life, though. Kendrick.
Nanford.
Yeah, Nancer is what she calls him the first time he was on the show. It was great. They got back in contact, and he's obviously best friends with Milo.
Right.
With Molly,
Right.
with Molly's man. So Issa did. We didn't see that happen on the show, but it came out. That's what happened. So the guy that she wanted came through. Everything was fine. At the show now, Molly finds this out at the very, very end, and gets a little disgruntled. You know, she gets instantly pissed off because she was like, "Wait, Issa did what?" He was like, "Yeah, Andrew hit me up, or Nanford hit me up, and he said Molly, Issa needed help, and so you know I did it or whatever." Molly gets mad as fuck. She goes over there and she starts snapping on Issa. Like, didn't I tell you not to do that? And she was no. Did you go to Nansford and ask him to do whatever? And she was like, yeah, he said he wanted to help. I needed help, and that's how it happened. And so she was like, but didn't I say that I want those to be separate? And she was like, yeah, you weren't involved at all. To me, that was the punchline. Yes, and you weren't involved.
Right.
I went through the nigga I'm fucking and did it that way. And then the argument ensued. So right then and there, that was my first issue. I was like, so I'm trying to think about if I would be pissed about it, but if the main thing is I don't want any strain on my relationship. Once I'm not fucking involved, it ain't got nothing to do with it.
Nothing to do with it. And now it becomes your friend who always needs something. But once again, that has nothing to do with you.
She didn't come through you to get whatever. She asked you, you said no, you can't. And you said okay. Right. And so, and it all kind of works out. She did hit her up. They hit each other up. It happened. How can I help you? This is how you can help. We did it. And the guy didn't seem to have a problem with it. Andrew didn't seem to have a fucking problem with it. So for her to be that mad about it, I get where it's like you went behind my back, but she didn't go behind your back. Especially not for you to act the ass the way you acted the ass in that moment.
Yeah. Selfish.
That's fucked.
Once again, self-centered, selfish. Everything is always about you and what you're losing and what your situation entails and who's going to benefit and who's not. Like, it's always. And she's a drama queen. She really is. And so she kind of puts that on Issa, like, bitch, you always got something going crazy in your life. Molly, the last person to say anything about anybody's personal life is you. If anything, Issa be owning up to her horrible shit. You know what I'm saying? She got dumped for cheating. You ain't shit for that, Issa. Anyways, she got dumped for cheating. She moved on with her life. Yes, she was back and forth with the dude that she cheated with because she was trying to figure it out. Shout out to Daniel because he did what niggas do. He wanted something more. You chose another nigga, and he's just, all right, cool. I'm gonna treat you accordingly. So that's what she decided to do. But that was also her choice that she wasn't making excuses for. Molly makes an excuse for every single last thing that she does. Her job is an excuse. Black people don't like me. They don't understand hard work and ethic, and it's not a team, and it's always a competition. But the white people don't get along with me, and they're always trying to keep me down. All the niggas I want that I meet in a week, I want to marry the next day, and I don't understand why they don't like me. Like, man, what? Sus! And you
I don't understand why they don't like
and you and literally the guy that she was dating, it could have worked. The first guy that she met on the Elite app, and everybody's super prestigious and have masters and doctor's degrees and lawyers and doctors, whatever. She met her match. Literally, when they went out to dinner, this dude was like, yeah, you know, he texted me a lot. She was like, oh, okay, so you can come over later. And then he was like, oh, maybe I'll let you know, blah, blah, blah. Well, what are you doing? Molly!
Oh, yeah.
Like, literally, like, she sabotages. And that's what Issa said.
Did say it?
Self-sabotage, ass bitch.
Yeah.
Fix it. It's you.
Okay.
It's you.
And so that was something, well, I'll get to that in a minute. That was something Mike talked about too. So then in the argument, it went to Molly saying, you know, Issa obviously uses people, you an idiot, bitch, you selfish, it's all about you, da, da, da. And then Issa's reply is, you're miserable. You're miserable as fuck, and you're just letting this shit rub off on everybody else. And they had that whole banter, and they almost kind of went to blows, and it was just a whole thing, and it was just so ridiculous. So me and Michael talked about it on the strength of this. We, in our little friend circle here, I'll say something that me and Michael have talked about actively, and all my friends, I can say, all of our friends, I've never been in a situation where they've done this, but we're very mindful of not making situations about us when it's somebody else's situation. So it's Micah's birthday. Me and Micah got the same birthday, but regardless, it's Micah's birthday, right? I'm not about to make this big old dramatic, what about me, what do I need, whatever type of situation on Micah's birthday. It's her birthday.
Yeah.
Why the fuck would she have to deal with it? It's Erica's birthday. You know what I mean? So why would we, why should we have to do that? And then it's different if you've seen somebody, the fuck up friend, quote unquote, that never does anything, because they all kind of made their little jabs at it. Kelly did it,
Yep.
and then the Seals character did it, everyone's character did it, where it's like, I'm surprised she actually pulled this shit out. This shit is actually really fucking nice. Yeah. And Molly said it quite a few times. This is actually really great. Like, she did a great job.
Issa kept catching her every time, and she just let it go. Issa was like, yeah, I did it.
Yeah.
I did it. Like, she was trying not to be hurt about it.
Mm-hmm.
But she caught it every time Molly did it.
Yep.
And I think that hurts more.
Yeah.
Because it's like, this is how you really feel about me.
And you're my friend.
And it's like, if you really felt that way and you think I'm making poor decisions with my career choice, say it.
But that's the point. I think, okay, so we'll go to this. I don't think either one of them, the characters that they're playing, the role, the type of people that they're playing in these characters, I don't think either one of them are prepared to accept what the fuck it is their friend says to them. Because like we said, if I say to you, Micah, you really like, you fucking wildin'.
Right.
You're going to take that as, bro, I must really be fucking wildin'.
Right.
Or Leah thinks I'm fucking wildin'. If me as your best friend cannot say that to you, then I don't understand what the fuck we're doing here. And this is what I think both their problem is, and I blame it on Issa too. Issa has said the self-sabotaging thing, and it's like Molly instantly gets offended. Bitch, just look at your track record. You done made some poor fucking decisions. Exactly. And Issa needs to be easily open to it. Molly says, your shit does not have to be this messy. This girl is friends with the nigga you used to be in love with. Like, it's just too much. Regardless of what it is, they're best friends. They need that level of, I need that level of transparency in my friendship. Yeah. If we do not fucking have it, I cannot fuck with you.
Yeah. So, another thing that you were saying about the whole selfish situation. So, my thing is, okay, regardless if, okay, boom, we're having an issue, right? But the bigger picture is, my friend needs support. That's the bigger picture. Mm-hmm. But we have an underlying issue. But the big picture is, she needs support. She needs me, right?
So we'll deal with that later.
So you decided to say F that support and F her progress and F everything she worked for to make it about your situation that you guys are choosing not to discuss before this even happened. Meaning, we had time since Thanksgiving to talk about it. It's
and
clear.
You had no effort either.
Exactly. It's clear when she put this phone, oh yeah, she was ready to talk. Yeah. But you didn't call her. And the next day happened after Thanksgiving, you didn't call again. And then the next day you didn't call again. And then you didn't call again, and a week goes by. My event is coming up. Do you think, honestly, and I just want everybody to be real, every friend group, every friendship, if somebody has been working on a project or they have a test to study for or they're going out of town or they have a presentation, the last thing on their mind is your beef. And that's just because it's their livelihood. I'm not trying to be selfish and discredit my best friend in our relationship.
Yeah.
I love her, but I can't deal with that right now because I have a bigger obligation because I know my best friend, she'll understand. She should understand because this is my livelihood. So at the end of the day, you are supposed to fake it until you make it, until her presentation, test, whatever is over with, so you can really have her full attention. You wasn't gonna get that.
Yeah.
She wasn't gonna be able to give her 100%. She was gonna dismiss her again. You know what? Bitch, I'm over Molly. And she said it. I don't fuck with her.
Yeah.
And you know why? Because everything was crumbling. I don't have time to think about this because I always have to call this woman. I always gotta make sure we good. I don't have time to make sure we good. I have to make sure that what I'm doing, this project, what I'm working on, comes to fruition, and everything that I work for is a success. This is what I'm thinking about. You alleviate that if you call me and say, hey, sis, let's have a Sunday relaxation day. I know you got something big coming up, but I think we really need to get through this because I want to be 100% for you on your day. But no, you don't want to do that. You want to take the selfish route out and do what you always do.
What you want to do.
You know what I'm saying? And make the situation
That you preaching to the
a
choir,
big deal when you're ready, you know? So I honestly feel like you said, Molly and her do not take responsibility for criticism, the criticism that they give each other. But I do think it's shady though.
And that's what I'm saying. I think it's definitely with each other because I can't say, and if I got to pick it to say, I don't know how well Molly would take criticism from anybody. But I don't think Issa takes it well from Molly.
Because the way she says it.
Yeah.
In its tone. And I know we've all worked on tone. We all know what that is. And I know that people, and I always say, hey, focus on the message and not how they say it. It's very difficult.
It's hard to do that.
It's difficult when I'm getting cussed out. And it's difficult when it's condescending. And it's difficult when it's, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's difficult. I'm literally trying to catch I'm trying to catch all these words, sis. I'm trying to digest it and to be self-reflective. But you're literally tearing me down. While trying to get me to understand what I did wrong. How am I supposed to get through that? And I already got my stuff going on. I'm already insecure. That's why the show's called that. I'm already insecure about the moves I'm making because I'm trying to make a stamp on the world and make my mark and trying to find my passions and shit. Like, I'm already insecure. And then you add this condescending, you don't ever do nothing right ass attitude when you're trying to tell me something. Like, fix your tone. Like, I know how to come to you. I know how to come to Erica. I know how to come to Paige. I know how to come to Erica Wholeness. Like, I know how to talk to my friends based on their temperament and what we've been through and how they receive things. So why? I feel like they've missed it. They've missed a huge communication barrier in their friendship.
And what it's like, because from how we see, they've been best friends from way back when. So it's like, what have you guys just never had beef, or have or are people changing? Because that's something I talked about too. And we talked about that in the conversation we had. People change and people evolve and shit. You know, relationships don't stay the same, and you have to really start deciding if relationships are ones that can be fixed or if this shit has finally run its course. Some shit should run its course, right? I don't expect me and Micah to ever run a course. I don't expect our course to ever run unfilled. I don't expect us to ever meet there. But there's some relationships that I can think of at this point. This might be it. This might be as far as this level of this shit goes, and that's very hard for me to accept. But bitch, I'm doing very good. Like, I don't, because there's only so much of that shit. And with them, their weird dynamic, I don't think anything is beyond fixing if you both really want to fix it. But that was a good message that the Kelly character gave. Because Kelly said, when me and, I don't remember, DeBoy, her last name is DeBoy or whatever. Tiffany, yeah. So when her and Tiffany had their thing, she was like, if we let it go on for a while, we let it go on too much longer, sometimes some shit can't come back. Sometimes the shit can't come back because that kind of ties into the very end when Issa was hyped, gonna go get this food, and then she sees Molly sitting in the thing. And so the only reason why I have this take on it is because I watched the after show that they have on HBO. If you're watching on HBO, on like HBO on demand, or probably HBO Live, I don't think I ever caught this shit live, but you'll see her, Issa and one of the other producers of the show, I think, or creators, whatever, have a conversation about it. So Issa's take on it was how she worded it, and I'm assuming that's the idea they were supposed to get from it. I'm sitting here checking my phone every time it vibrates because I'm thinking it's Molly
my friend.
calling to talk about a situation, and it's not you. So I'm like, you know what, fuck it. I'm gonna smoke this spliff or joint or whatever the fuck, and I'm gonna reply to people and tell them that we got more stuff coming because I feel good. I'm like, go get some. Was it Ethiopian food? What the fuck was she going to get?
Tacos, I think.
Tacos, whatever. I'm gonna get this
It was
food,
something like
and then she goes and she sees Molly sitting at the counter, and Molly smiling, looking at her phone, and she was just like, and so Issa, the real Issa thing is, I'm sitting here stressed out, thinking about when you gonna call me, thinking about you all day, and you straight.
You at our favorite spot.
You at
We go
a
to the
restaurant with your phone in your hand, where you can easily call me and say something. You're not saying anything. And I guess this is the point I missed that I had stress on because I've had to deal with this before. In a situation where you're always the one that has to call to fix the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Erica felt that. I don't know if you heard that little grunt back there. That was E. So I've been this person. I am this person in one of my relationships, and I like took a strong stand not to do it the last time an issue came up, and I still did it anyway.
Yeah.
And there's a level of annoyance, I would say, that comes with that. But if we take all the annoyance and the anger and all that, once you do that shit one too many times,
You enable them to.
that's a huge fact. You
Yeah.
get they're clearly very comfortable, but honestly,
Yeah.
they get used to it after the second
Yeah,
time
yeah.
because you do it, and it's kind of like what you said. As soon as Issa called that time and was like, "Can we talk?" She was like,
This is it.
"Yes, okay."
This
So
is
the
it.
point is that you want to talk it out,
Yeah.
but you
Not
have too
fair.
much pride, or you're above calling Issa to fix the problem.
Mm-hmm.
This is my exact situation. Anytime I did have to initiate, or if I did find initiated, because I can't be around you, pretend like shit's straight if I don't feel like it's straight. As
Yeah.
we've talked about in the episode Erica was on, clearly it shows that I have a problem
Mm-hmm.
when I do. So, being the person that has to reach out and talk about it all the time, even when somebody else wants to, it's like, you don't care about this shit enough to salvage it. And that's a huge bruise to somebody's feelings, I'll be honest, as a very emotional person. This is a relationship that I love. I care about you as my friend.
Right.
We're close friends, best friends, cousins, whatever the fuck. And every time something happens, I'm the one that has to come to you.
Yeah.
So do you just not give a fuck?
Yeah.
Is it okay if this shit just cascades into
Yeah.
the never-ending
Neverland.
tubes of despair? Yes,
Yeah.
and we never speak again.
Yeah.
And once you have to do that shit one too many times, I'm speaking from experience. You give up on that situation. I've had somebody that I've done that with all the time. They've even gone as far as saying once before that I was begging them to be my friend at some point, and that shit really bothered me because I was like, bitch, you'll never see the day when that shit happens again. It was so offensive because it was just like, y'all know me, I got about 5 of y'all. That's about it. I don't talk to people. I don't like people at my house.
Yeah.
I'm not that girl. So for me to actually put the effort out, I don't have too much pride to say I care about this situation. I love you. I do not want us to stop being friends.
Yeah.
I would like us to stay friends. What can
Right.
I do to fix it?
Right.
Whatever the case is. You take that as a way to kind of take jabs at it, or you just don't give a fuck or whatever.
Yeah.
That shit is very hurtful. And,
Yeah.
and with the type of bitch I am,
Yeah.
oh, say less. So
Yeah. And
it's a dub.
And it honestly is a defense mechanism. And the defense.
I agree.
And the defense mechanism that most people have for that, they don't trust that people are going to stick around anyway because everyone keeps leaving, right?
Ooh.
So if we go therapy, right? But we can
go there. Go
therapize.
ahead.
We can therapize. them.
Therapy.
But at the same time, I think it comes a point in that person's life where the realization of what's happening or the denial stages of people actually leaving your life or you're kicking them out. Like, I think there comes a certain point in your life where you're like, you know what? I have to take responsibility for the way that I treat these people when things happen. If shit blows up and you literally go off at the mouth, like you saying shit you ain't never said to me before, like I am your person, and you going off on me,
No, I don't
and your
like that
hands
shit.
is raising and you flicking it up or whatever,
I like
and I'm
that.
looking at you like,
Who the fuck are you?
because your defense mechanism is causing you to say, if they want to leave, then kick them out. Do whatever you have to do so you don't have to deal with whatever that backlash is going to be. So that takes you out of the responsibility bubble that you have to basically go back and fix something because you felt like you were equally wrong when you were the wrong, right? So it's like you're tricking yourself into being the victim because it feels better and it's easier to cope with and it's easier to say out loud, they wronged me. They deserve to hear whatever I said and to not get a call from me because how dare they? Like I literally feel like it's a disconnect. I feel like it's something going on. It's something going on in here.
There would definitely have. I would definitely agree there has to be something going on in there.
Yeah, but yeah,
something that shout out to Charlamagne the God. He said this. He says it. I don't know if he says it as much anymore, but I remember hearing him saying it a lot, at least 3-4 years ago, and it stuck with me then. You can do whatever you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot then tell somebody how to respond to it.
Exactly.
So you can do whatever you want to do. You cannot give a fuck unless you not want to give a fuck. You can cuss a bitch out unless you want to cuss a bitch out. But what you cannot do, what you'll never be able to do, is tell somebody how they need to respond to it. And that's something that you got to be very mindful of. Me, with my slick ass mouth and all that, I'm very mindful of it. I've had a few best friends I've had to cut the fuck off, and I've never cussed these bitches out. Not that I can. I'm very good at it.
Yeah.
I'm very good at it. But I can't. We were this close. You get what I'm saying? I know everything about you. Half the time, these bitches done had keys to my houses. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So there's no way I'm gonna go on that tit for tat thing. And I'm definitely not team, oh, I was mad, I said this and that. No, bitch. I'm not the bitch to play that game with.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck how mad I am. I am not about to sit here and throw out the most fucked up things about you in your face. I just feel like that's a level of maturity that anybody I fuck with gotta have.
Yeah.
Because you do it, that's your last time.
Yeah.
Like, period. We're never speaking again.
Yeah.
Like, that's just it.
Yeah.
So there's so much. Issa and Molly, to take it back to that, they both kind of got a little crabby with each other. You petty this and that, and you better back up and this and this, and you're always about to fight. So that was a lot, and I think since they both went tit for tat, maybe it'll like cancel itself out and they'll get past it. But a very serious conversation would need to happen with them.
Like,
and
I almost swung on you.
yeah,
I literally almost
but we know
swung on
people.
you.
You have friends
Yeah.
that have fought their best
Yeah.
friends, and
Yeah.
the bitches
No
will
problem.
again. So
No problem.
what I would say is this: that is not the way we swing
No.
over here. No pun intended. Get it? Swing.
Good job.
But maybe that's just how they should work. Like, niggas fight all the time and come back cool, and you know.
But
so.
you know what they say about healthy relationships? When you feel like you have to raise your hand to physically hurt someone because they're not understanding what you're saying physically, that is something that you need to get away from.
Yeah.
Verbal.
Yeah.
Children bite because they can't talk.
Hilarious.
Gotta go there, preschool teacher. I mean, come on, guys. Children bite because they're trying to express a feeling that they cannot verbalize.
I'm so happy Mia didn't have that big face. I was just dreading. Hi, Mia's been biting.
Oh.
Mia's been biting.
And it usually happens with kids that have levels of frustration that are super high. So it doesn't have anything to do with attention. Like, you know, they're not lacking attention. They're lacking. Well, they're not benefiting from more physical play, or it's not something that's doing with their motor skills. Like, they literally are not talked to enough.
Yeah.
So if you have enough words in your vocabulary, although you know how to say them, you have enough words that turn into expressions that can say, like, I'm reaching. I'm reaching for something. You know what I'm saying? If they don't have enough words to put to a action, then that's when the biting happens. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, if you don't reprimand certain punishments, like they throw something when they don't get what they want, you make them go pick it up. No, we ask for what we want. We think these kids do not understand what they do, but you're not a child. You're not 3.
You grown, bro.
You can articulate how you feel. You're choosing not to because you don't want the backlash. You're choosing not to because you don't want to hear that you're wrong. You're choosing not to because at the end of the day, you're going to have to say, self, you fucked up. Like, it's all of these things that we're trying to, like, run away from, which is pride. So my thing is, if you need to hit me because you think I don't get what you're saying, you ain't saying much, I don't need to fuck with you. Because you need to go to therapy and figure out how you need to articulate
I don't have time for that.
what you need to say to whoever. You know, like, I smacked one of my boyfriends. I said, oh, I gotta go. I've never hit any man, any person in my entire life purposely. I said, you know what? Girl, let me roll bounce up out of this shit because I literally just smacked the taste out of this nigga's face. I smacked the shit out of that boy. Hey,
I said, bitch, you hit
I said, I cannot believe and it was an impulse because that's how up to here I had it. And I articulated way too many times for you not to get what I'm saying. Now I'm frustrated because I feel like you're an idiot. I gotta smack ya. Okay? But I don't get it. So listen, it's just and I feel like when it comes to people being yoked, and like when you find your friend and you accept your friend and you start to realize, okay, this is the way my friend reacts to things, this is the way my friend responds to anger, joy, whatever. This is a just as important relationship as it is if you're in an intimate relationship with a man or a woman, if you like that, or two men. I don't know what you but what I'm saying is all relationships are super important, and picking up on their social cues, it should be studied and it should be respected. Like, you don't get to go around and just wave this flag, this is the way I am. We talked about that the other day.
That shit.
You don't get to do that.
Not everybody's gonna put up with that. That's just how I am shit.
This is how I am. Okay, well.
Alright, let's think on this. So me and Micah have a friend. That they had brought a friend in town to meet us from like school, and she was just really rude, right? So we've never cared for her very much after that. Me in particular, because I spoke and she gave me her whole ass a kiss. And I remember laughing because I was just like, what the fuck is this? Why is she here? So we all went in the bathroom. Michael was in there, and I was just like, what the fuck was that? So Michael was just like, girl, that was crazy. And whatever. So, long story short, the friend, our friend that has the rude friend, they reconnected, I think, yesterday. And they've known each other for a while, but they reconnected recently, and on some let's just talk, you know what I mean? And it was like, dang, I missed you, it's nice to see you, we could be this way, we could be that way, whatever it was. And my friend explaining it to me, she told me that, her homegirl was explaining kind of what took place. Like, I'm like this, and you didn't. I feel like you already know how I am when it comes to stuff, and you already know how I respond to stuff, and it's like you kind of just threw me in the situation. And, I don't think you handled this well, as in helping me meet, Micah and all your other friends, whatever. And this is how our friend's friend brought it to them. Like, you just did not set me up in the right way to do this. You know how I am, you know how I handle things. And me and Micah talked about this last night, and I was just like, Micah, I think they're gonna still have a problem with this girl. Off the strength of they still stuck on this is just how I am shit. And you know how I am. And blah blah blah. It's like that's not how the fuck you handle stuff. I feel like as rude as they were to us fucking 9 years ago now at this point. Was it that long ago now, bitch?
What's 10?
21.
9 years, yeah.
Yes. How rude they were 9 years ago, I feel like they have the capacity to still be that way now, because they don't necessarily see anything wrong with how they acted.
Right.
They felt like their friend didn't set them up in the right situation to be a nicer version of themselves. Mm-hmm. You can do whatever the fuck you want to do. You cannot then tell somebody how to respond to it.
Right.
As rude as this girl was when I walked in that house that day, I would say if I was me now, that would have been a way different fucking outcome. Yeah. It would have just been crazy. Now, mind you, my friend's mama was in the fucking living room, so there's only so much cussing that I was going to do, but I ended up seeing my friend later on that day, and I'd have been like, oh, that bitch can't come in here.
Deadass.
I would open the door, oh, this bitch can't come in here. So you can sit in the lobby, or you could just stay outside the door, but you rude as fuck. Like, that just would have been the conversation. Yeah. And that was the first time I was drinking 2 bitches. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I know.
But it was just so weird. So the whole point of bringing that up was just that we know people now, in adult days, that while they get it and they want to fix the situation, they are still kind of stuck in their ways on some, this is just how I am. And you know how I am, and why you do that. And it's like, nobody gives a fuck about that. Yeah. You can be the way you want to be, but you didn't need to just accept everything that comes with it. People may not want to fuck with you. And there's certain levels of it that I think can work. Like I said, from what I'm hearing about it, I respect the fact that the girl misses her friendship with our friend and she wants it back. So in all that, to me, it's not even a big deal. I can get over the rudeness, but in just hearing how they explained it, I feel like my friend is still gonna have an issue with
accepting
them.
responsibility.
Yeah, I feel my friend is still gonna have an issue with them because it's like, listen, we'll be straight. Like we'll probably end up being cool, or we just won't.
Right.
But it's fine. I can do it. But I'm just saying, I think you're still gonna have the same problem because this person doesn't seem like they really fucking get that you still can handle stuff like that.
Right.
The response should have been, this is how I thought of it then. I understand now. I cannot talk to grown ass women like that.
Yeah, this is true. So I think it does come a point where someone has to self-assess to say this is actually a problem. and she hasn't got there like you said. So, in turn, this is how you help people. You call them out when it's happening, so they have no choice but to actually be in that moment and receive whatever the message will be.
Yeah.
So like you said, say what you want to say, but you can't control what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
You can't control what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
So I was telling her I'm a very different person than I was at 21 now. And so she's helped me. That fucking situation has helped me. Other situations have helped me. Cutting other people off. That's kind of what I do. Like I do that. Like I do that. It's a thing for me.
I like it. I like it.
Are there blow-ups? No. Are there long-lasting relationships? Have I had to say to people we cannot be the way that we are? Yes. It's been actually pretty smooth for me. The backlash has sucked because you start thinking about all the inside jokes and all that other shit that comes with it. But I had this conversation. Listen, y'all. If it's not the same, shit's gonna hurt either way. It's hurting you to stay in a relationship that's no longer the same. It's gonna hurt you to leave the relationship because it wasn't the same. Like no matter what, you're going to be hurt. And you're going to cry. I cried. You're going to miss, you're gonna reminisce, you're gonna wanna call them, you're gonna wanna mend it. But things that are not being reciprocated, feelings and communication and vulnerability and transparency, if that's not gonna be a two-way street, there is no point of keeping that friendship just because of how long you've been knowing each other, or hell, how ride or die they have been in the past. Like it doesn't even matter, because people that you ride with now will ride for you. You're not alone. And if you are alone, do some self-reflection and look at the people who are there in your life today. Because I think a lot of people, and look at yourself, but I think a lot of people focus, and me and Leah had this conversation a long time ago. We got drunk, had a moment. But I always said I never have super beef with people, right? So I don't know if they're gonna fight for me, because they ain't never had to. I ain't never showed my ass or just been disloyal or done anything. But all these, I have so many instances of people shitting on all of my friends, and then I see how long it takes for them to get back. But then when they're back, it's like they never left. And then it's like super strong. It's like, it's my bitch and blah, blah, blah. Like nicknames and all this other shit. I'm just like, damn, bro. Will that happen? If I do it? Like, if I ever were in this situation, would it be me? Because I never had to be in that situation. And so,
it's a good place.
You know, it's like,
not be in that situation.
Thank you. But then you always have to think, like, damn, like, am I important? Like, am I at this level of the totem pole? Am I high? Like, will it be the same?
It's fucked up, because the only way to test it is to fall the fuck out with a bitch. I don't want to know that bad.
I don't want to know, but it just had me thinking about the way these super bonds have formed and the back and forth and the things that they've basically put up with this horrible person, because some horrible shit is happening.
That's taking place.
And it's like, damn, you forgave her? Or damn, y'all still the same? But I do think connections are super strong, and they're hard to break. They're hard to disconnect. And I think it does take a long time to finally disconnect. And if you do come back, it won't be the same, but it'll be healthier.
I think if you really like disconnect some shit on some disconnect for real type shit, it's definitely no, it's just different. Even if if you do find a way to come back, it's still just different.
Yeah.
And so, and in that case, somebody always feels it more. It's usually the person who did the fucked up shit, because they don't understand why the fuck it can't just be the same way it was. Bitch,
and it's hell no. And you know what?
It can't be that way.
What I've learned is putting people that once were in a new category, it's refreshing for the person who actually did. Like you said, you just spoke for the person who had no choice but to be put in this situation. Because if you still want to fuck with me, this is how it's going to be.
That's where you're going to be.
This is it.
You can take what you get.
Exactly. And so being the person that was able to say, these are my boundaries, you cannot cross them, it's liberating. And it's also emotionally freeing, because you no longer have to think about the way this person is going to respond to your response. Or, you know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. If you guys have been on either side, like, we would kind of like to hear how that kind of played out, because I don't know. I think it's super important. And there's a whole article about friendships after 30 that was pretty, actually it was relationships after 25. Yeah, a relationship after 25. Mila had a blog. How do you even make a new friend at 26? How do you make a new friend at 28?
Great question. Man.
How do you do that? And her blog explained it, and she had a couple of people kind of like say it's much easier than it was before.
I think
because you are who you are today. They don't have to grow with you and go through your growing pains. I am the woman that I will be in total. There are certain characteristics and traits that I need to work on because everyone has to. But for the most part, I am who I am. I'm going to say how I feel because I'm over sugarcoating things.
Yeah.
I'm going to do what I want to do because I'm over hearing
I definitely think that's a better, safer, healthier route because it's kind of just like that. I've always been this way, but it's definitely gotten worse. That's why I always say I pray that I live to be a healthy old lady because, oh my gosh, I'm going to use that old people privilege shit to another level. Yes, because it's kind of like that way now. I don't like... I can sugarcoat. Like I'm very emotional, so I'm definitely sympathetic, and I can empathize with somebody being emotionally sad or somebody going through a tough time. Yeah. But what I cannot handle is just like really like crybaby ass shit on some shit that's like, it's, in my opinion, dumb as fuck. Yeah. Like not even on like a nigga hurt your feelings or you and your friend falling out, but just something trivial or something that, especially if I've expressed multiple times how I need you to handle stuff with me. It ain't even like I got special issues. You have a problem with me, talk to me about it.
Just say it. Yeah.
Tell me what it is. So I don't do it again because I'm going to keep doing what the fuck I do. Tell me you don't like that I did something. Right. I'll adjust it because the couple friends that I do have, I would like to keep. I don't know how straighter I can be about that. Yeah. You have a problem about something, talk to me about it. I'd rather you not go talk to everybody else about it because somehow I'm going to hear and then it gives me the impression that you're talking about me and then that's a different fucking conversation we're going to have. Right. That makes me want to cut you the fuck off automatically. Yeah. And we don't want to do that. What we want to do is talk about the problem. Right? I've had people that don't seem to get that. Yeah. We've had tough times. And this is when, me and Leah or whatever the fuck version of Leah that people don't care for, this is when that Leah comes out. But it's like, we grown at this point. I don't know how many ways I got to say if you don't like something I did to you, tell me that. I'm not even going to argue about it. I'll fix it. Yeah. You don't like the way I said that to you. You know what, bitch? My bad. I'm snappy. I'll adjust it. And it's fine. I'm not going to sit there and say, well, this is how I am and you know how I handle shit. No. You don't like when I said something to you, fine. Yeah. And honestly, the solution to that, you know what? I don't want to talk about these type of things anymore. Because when this is my response. And you got to we got to compromise, right?
And so one thing that was, what you said, I was thinking, what I was thinking to wrap everything up. When your friends say, be straightforward with me, I think this is your opportunity to do it every fucking time you feel something. And it may be annoying. And you may feel like you're a nagger. And you may be sensitive as fuck. But at least you're getting it out. And at least that person can say, okay, well, I see where I did that. Literally, I just think we just need to be annoying. Because like, if you don't have practice with being honest with me, then you need to start practicing. And I need to be receptive of every time you stop me and say that was too much. Yeah. That was too far. Yeah. You just hurt my feelings. And you're not going to say it like that. It's not going to be a tit for tat. But you're going to be like, okay, can we stop? You're doing it again. Like, even you're doing it again. Just that line alone. It's like, my bad. Okay, so what word did I say that triggered you? What was it that I did so that I'll try not to do it again? Because it's habitual.
But pause. Then there's another level of this. Because there's a level of this that me and Micah talked about. Micah put this together in a nicer example for me. But it's just like, whatever it is, mind you, this is just obviously taking out somebody just being completely disrespectfully aggressive with how they deliver something. But otherwise, we're best friends. Nothing I say to you, you should take nothing I say to you from malicious place. You should not. Nothing I say to you, like nothing in the world. Nothing. Now, mind you, there's something obviously like, hey, bitch, that was crazy as fuck. But if we're not putting those extreme or blatantly obvious cases into play, there should be nothing. And I would say this is best friend type shit. Yeah. And I would also say this is if you and your best friend have the type of dynamic. I need that type of dynamic. Yeah. I need that. You got to. I need that.
Why would you want anything else?
Yes, because what the fuck is the point? Like, and this is how I feel about relationships too. If Mike and Willie cannot straight up say, Willie, babe, honestly, that was wild what you did. You cannot do shit like that again. Like that. You can't do that. Yeah. Who the fuck else is supposed to tell her this at this point? Right. If your man can't tell you that, if your best friend can't tell you that, why do they hold these titles and positions in your life? Yeah. And I think some people are so above. Some people love to be pacified. Mm-hmm. with the bullshit that they do or whatever. My thing is, I'm gonna give you my opinion if you ask for it, right? If you don't ask for it, then I don't really got shit to say.
Right.
If you ask for it, I'm gonna give it to you. Do whatever the fuck you want to do. I'm gonna say how I feel, and I said what I said. I said what I said.
Yeah.
So that's it, and it's not even on some aggression shit. But I literally treat people the way I want to be treated. I need that
as
back.
You should.
I need that back because I need that straightforwardness back. Well, honestly, I feel like you was a little aggressive. Really? Like what part? I feel like I was telling the bitch.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but it was rough. All right.
The only way that you're going to, and then you'll gain a type of a
gauge. Honestly,
this is Micah, and when I say words like this, she starts crying. Okay, I actually want to get through this conversation without tears. Let me breathe while I'm fucking talking to her or whatever. Like, it is what it is.
It's not so hard, but I think I ended on this. I feel like the issue that I've noticed with people and in some of my relationships and just other people's relationships, like I said, is that people like to be pacified. And I feel like people need to really evaluate what the fuck a best friend is, what a friend is, what a boyfriend or girlfriend relationship is, what a human that's close to you. What role do they play? What should they bring to your life? What should be the benefit there?
Oh my gosh, Leah. So
right,
I said that really quick.
It's 7:58. We're gonna miss.
The good thing is they're always late. Okay, really quick. Let me wrap this up. So the last thing I said. You did?
It's probably cold now, but
okay. So the last thing that I would say is the fact that what Leah just said is perfect. So friendship and best friendship, right? These two things are interchangeable, and they low-key have the same roles. Sex is just in one of them. If I'm just gonna be real. But literally, this goes back to women who have like an issue with, I guess, finding someone. And I say this because the conversation I had last night, she was like, well, he gotta have money. And my thing is, okay, cool.
Sure.
So we have so many stipulations. We have a list of what we want the dude that we finally end up with to be. This is the realization I came up with. You want a nigga with money. Why?
So he can take me on dates and buy me gifts.
What specifics is his money going to do for you? Specifically.
And buy me
okay. Do you want him to pay your rent? Do you want him to be able to pay your car note?
No.
Do you want him to be able to support your random habits of getting your hair, nails, and toes done?
It'd be nice.
What do you want his money to do?
Right.
And I feel like the moment you find that, this unrealistic of $100,000 a year ass nigga will diminish to $60,000.
Well, these girls listening to fucking City Girls.
But I'm telling you, and they still don't know because they're just thinking about the very minimal things. Your hair and your nails and your toes always have to be done. I swear to God, that's probably the top of their list. I don't think they're thinking about other than bills. But listen, I'm saying.
Right.
So other than bills, I didn't even pay all my bills. Okay, what are you working for? Then what is your money for? Like, I just want
my money is for me.
Listen, I want people to be super
intentional though. What do you want?
I can pay my own car note. I don't mind paying utilities and Wi-Fi. I will buy the groceries. I will buy the kids clothes. Whatever your money is going to do, I think it needs to be written out and scripted so that when you meet a man and you hear his career path, him working at, I ain't gonna say where he works, but him making $20,000 to $30,000 or, you know what, 35 to 55. That's a teacher, low key. And teachers sustain, and they have good credit too, by the way. So they're not at the bottom of the totem pole. But this isn't a 60,000 to 100,000 ass nigga.
Right.
But what you need that for? Can he take care of what you need him to take care of? She said, I just need relief. I don't want him to take over everything. It could be 50-50 for me. I just need a relief. I'm so used to dealing with broke niggas. I'm tired of dealing with broke niggas. I can't.
Did I say this? It sounds like me.
It does sound like
I'm so tired.
but it's not you. But her thing was, Micah, I don't care if it's 50-50 at this point. You didn't. Yeah. She said, I'm just over dealing with men who cannot help me. I just need relief. If I can't do it 1 month because I decided to do X, Y, and Z for my health or my kid, I need him to be able to do it without being hurt.
Yeah.
I need you to be able to support me when I can't. That's all. And I'm like, if that's the grand scheme of things, think of your friends. What the fuck do you need a friend for? If you're making a decision, if you're dealing with a nigga and you keep doing the same dumbass shit, what do you want your friend to tell you? Do you want her to continue to support your dumbass shit, or you want her to tell you some shit that's gonna make you like, well, you know what? Goddamn, let me
To me, that's
I ain't
probably
going
the
over
most-
there.
To me,
You
that's
know?
probably the most prominent one. It's just like, what? Seriously, and I mean this in the nicest way. What the fuck do you want a friend for?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want anybody around me that's too afraid to say how they feel about something, or not gonna tell me their opinion straight up on something, or it's just like, since I don't need none of that. Like, I really literally don't need that.
No
we
yes
have enough
men.
people that want to be friends with me for no fucking reason.
No yes
Other
men.
than they just think I'm cool or whatever the case is. I'm pretty sure they'd be yes men enough.
They
That's
would
why
be.
we don't talk.
No yes men.
What the fuck do you think you're here for? And what purpose do you serve? I don't need anybody sitting here pacifying me. I hate being pacified. I didn't even like pacifiers when I was a child.
Yeah.
Fun fact about me. So
I
we'll
get
take it there. I think that's something there, everybody. We can leave you guys with that on this episode.
What do you want friends for?
What's the purpose of your friendship?
What is the purpose?
If to not tell you when you're wrong, tell you when you're right, tell you when you're tripping. Because everyone can shout you out when you're doing good. You need real ass people around you. This is what all these real people that's every fucking where. This is what they're supposed to be for.
Mm-hmm.
To tell you when you're dead ass wrong about something, and you need to be receptive to that,
Mm-hmm.
because that could be the other problem. You're not very receptive to being told that you're dead ass wrong about something, so no one wants to tell you shit, and then it's just like now you just stuck in a weird space of just continuing your own little fucked up cycle of being a weirdo.
And if that's what you like, sis, you toxic, and that's cool.
Have a good day.
That's it.
Have a good day. All right, guys. Well, visit us on letutsaitfor.com. Let us say it for you on IG. Let us say it for you on YouTube. And let us say it for you, just to you, on Twitter. Micah, it has been a pleasure as always.
Yeah.
Always. Jones, thank you for being a fantastic studio audience. And her being a co-hat. Shout out to the dog. And Versus should have started 4 minutes ago. I doubt
We
it.
about to see
But we're
them.
about to find out. We're going to go watch Versus. Shout out to 112 and Jagged Edge. The best Versus still
Tune
to
in.
this
Tune
day.
in to Versus, y'all.
Is
Whoever's
Jamaican.
watching,
The
it
Jamaican
is
one was the best. I don't care.
Jagged Edge and 112. We're leaving.
They're not gonna be Jamaica. But it's gonna be entertaining. I can't wait to sing Meet Me at the Altar. And
Oh my
Watch
god, me
It.
either. That's my favorite.
It's gonna be so great. All right, thank you guys so much for listening. Be safe. Wash your hands. Don't touch your face.
Get me
Oh, yes, your phone pull out. Bye, guys.
Bye.
I'm
You
ready
put on the
to
TV?
commit to you, and I just can't wait for the night.